Tonight, we're showing you plans for a potentially life-changing new program being rolled out at Yakima's Camp Hope with an interview you'll only see here on KAPP Local News. Plus,
no state in the United States will be more protected, more vigilant, and more successful in protecting women's right of choice than the state of Washington.
Governor Inslee signing a series of bills designed to protect your privacy and your access to health care.
Folks, another beautiful day today with more on the way this weekend. I'll get you and your family ready in my first alert weather forecast.
Now, KVEW Local News Special Edition.
Good evening and thanks for joining us on this special edition of KVEW Local News. I'm Alyssa Warner. For people who are homeless and struggle with behavioral health or substance abuse disorder, asking for help can be hard. Finding reliable transportation to get there can be even harder. KVEW's Emily Goodell tells us that's why Comprehensive Healthcare and Camp Hope are partnering on what they say is a game-changing project to bring those services to people who need them.
Imagine having a mental health crisis, getting up the courage to go there, getting the courage to walk through that door and say, I need help, and then finding out there's no one available to meet with me for a week or two.
It helps to have a case manager and therapist from Comprehensive Healthcare on site at Camp Hope, even if it's just on a part-time basis, because they're treating people where they're comfortable.
It kind of took some of that anxiety away, and it made people a lot more pliable to what we were trying to offer them.
A success that's led them to a bigger vision, a full-scale behavioral health center and transitional housing units for about 48 people, all at Camp Hope.
This facility is really going to represent milestones as it relates to decreasing barriers and increasing equitable access to health care.
5 or 6 staff, including full-time case managers and behavioral health therapists. Offices, large and small group rooms.
We have 2 medical exam rooms that'll be in there. Eventually, we'd like to have a medical doctor.
Plus a kitchen and a classroom where they can learn life skills.
What they're really excited about is the opportunity to better themselves in the classroom environment as well. Whether that's coping skills, whether that's money management, PTSD support groups, whatever it may be, they're going to have that opportunity. It's right here.
All in a uniquely made facility.
These orange containers will be shipping containers that will be converted into ADA restrooms and ADA showers for men and women.
Shipping containers actually are going to make up the behavioral health space, and they're going to be part of the transitional housing.
Providing a private space and a lockable door to help people feel safe.
Transitional housing helps people kind of stabilize in their environment and to begin to learn skills that they can bring forth when they find that permanent housing.
They say shipping containers are a great option because they're a lower cost, they're energy efficient, portable, and durable, and can last for decades.
The project already partially funded.
What I received from the state of Washington through much work with Representative Mossbrooker was $1 million to develop the behavioral health space and the transitional housing.
But they're applying for additional funding from the county's mental health tax to cover staffing costs, with the hope that other organizations will want to get involved.
We want to alleviate everything that we possibly can to make sure that we're supporting people, lessening their suffering, and giving them the resources to get stabilized.
In Yakima, Emily Goodell, KAPP Local News.
Officials tell us if everything falls into place, their goal is to be up and running by later this year. Now today, Governor Inslee signed a series of bills intended to protect healthcare access and privacy. Many states, including Idaho, have now made it so that healthcare providers can be sued over abortions. 2 of the bills signed today ensure protection for Washington healthcare providers against those lawsuits.
And by this act today, we are going to make sure that the women of Washington State have access to this drug. And I'm proud that the Washington State has led the nation in doing this. And I'll be signing HB 1469, which will shield women of the state of Washington, shield them from the intrusion of other states that somehow would try to use our judicial system against this freedom right. This bill will prohibit cooperation for our state's investigations relating to abortion. Further, HB 1340 will protect health providers from having their licenses revoked or other disciplinary actions stemming from reproductive care or gender-affirming care.
Now, the state has stockpiled a supply of mifepristone, which is the first of 2 pills used to end a pregnancy. Right now, the Department of Corrections has all of those pills. So today, the governor signed a new law making it so that the pills can be sent from the Department of Corrections out to healthcare clinics if needed. Today, Governor Inslee also referenced reports that healthcare workers are leaving Idaho to avoid that increasing number of restrictions and bans. Inslee says healthcare workers are welcome to move across the border. We know hospitals have been facing a serious shortage of nurses and other healthcare workers. A new study released by the National Council of State Boards of Nursing says 100,000 nurses left the industry nationwide in just the past 2 years. The Washington State Hospital Association says the problem here isn't so much registered nurses leaving the profession, it's that there simply aren't enough to keep hospitals fully staffed. Let's switch gears here and talk about the weather. It has gotten really, really warm out there, Jason.
Yes, and it's about to get warmer. It's definitely the warmest days of 2023 so far, Alyssa. Good Thursday evening, everyone. Oh, we're getting close to that weekend. Very calm evening. It's going to be a warm evening as well. Not as warm as last night, but still pretty darn warm. So we are looking at clear skies throughout our areas. Overnight last night we were in the 50s. Overnight tonight we're going to be in the 40s for most of our regions. Mostly clear skies or plain old clear as we head into tomorrow. It is going to be a beautiful Friday ahead, and we're going to see return of the 80s for most of our cities tomorrow. Then we'll see return of the mid to upper 80s for most of our cities as we get to Saturday. What a weekend we have in store. So 65 right now. Again, very calm evening, not too much wind out there. 63 as well for the Tri-Cities, calm. So do get ready for warmer temperatures tomorrow, and the heat will really be on your Saturday. All that, my full forecast coming up, but for right now, we're going to send it back to you.
Thanks, Jason. And it's an exciting night for a very important member of our community. Tonight, Tri-Citian of the Year is being announced. This is a person who has gone above and beyond to positively contribute to our community. Madeline Hagan joins us live from the Three Rivers Convention Center. Maddie, have they made that announcement yet?
Hey, good evening to you, Alyssa, Jason. I want to keep my voice down because they're still on stage talking about Miss Laura Powell. She is the 2023 Tri-Citian of the Year. And I just got to say, the second she stepped on stage to accept this amazing award, you could just tell how selfless she is, which is what this award is all about, is serving the community above yourself. She got up and started thanking other people who have helped her get here. So just what a wonderful individual. She's been in the Tri-Cities for about 20 years. Originally didn't even plan to stay that long. I want to give you a closer look at just the crowd this evening. A very exciting night. You could just tell how, as the announcer was chipping away, announcing this person, Miss Powell's accomplishments, you could tell people were catching on and slowly telling who it was. A very exciting evening for everyone. I want to tell you about Miss Powell. She was the former laboratory director at PNNL. After retiring years ago, she was appointed to the WSU Tri-Cities Board of Regents. After retiring from that, Powell joined the Washington State Life Science Discovery Fund Authority, which helped get her cutting-edge technology for PNNL. Now, Laura has been an active member of the Seroptimus International of Pasco Kennewick for 13 years. They actually just awarded a big chunk of money to her local chapter so they can give back. The Seroptimus International chapter helps young women with access to education, economic empowerment, just to name a couple of things. And one of her biggest passions is human trafficking awareness. Laura helped form the Tri-Cities Coalition Against Trafficking, and with her grant writing skills, she has received thousands of dollars to fight human trafficking in our communities. Well, I got to take a breath on that. This woman has a lot of accomplishments. She thanked her family, her husband, just for her supporting her along the way. An amazing accomplishment. This has been going on for 52 years, since the 60s. This Miss Laura Powell is the 51st, I believe. I'm going to check my notes. She is the 51st Tri-Citian of the Year. A big congrats to her, and big congrats to all the nominees who were also nominated to be Tri-Citian of the Year. I'm going to toss it back to you guys for now. Live in Kennewick reporting, I'm Madeline Hagan. Alyssa, Jason, back to you guys.
Thanks, Maddie. That is quite the resume and well-deserved there. Now, Japanese exchange students at Davis High School have spent their past couple of days in Yakima learning about Yakima culture. 28 students have been working to learn intricate methods of Native American beading to make ropes, keychains, medallions, all while being told some of the history of the Yakima people. The assistant principal who leads this class has been beating that way for years and was excited to share their skills with the students.
I'm Simpson from Alaska, but I worked a lot with the Yakima tribe at the tribal school, and so I'm always promoting Native culture.
Students are set to fly out tomorrow, but she is hoping to make it a tradition and share this with the next group of exchange students. Well, tonight we are once again looking ahead to a meeting of the Federal Reserve that could mean another interest rate hike. We'll take a closer look at the numbers that'll influence that decision. Plus, after weeks of below average temperatures, we are finally soaring towards summer weather. Jason Valentine returns with a look at how hot it'll get this weekend in your First Alert forecast. And still ahead tonight, even though it'll feel more like summer, we're talking extreme chill on the water. You're watching KAPP Local News.
Looking down at your computers and phones is causing pain. Major publications are calling it text neck, and it could be causing long-term bad posture. Well, now there's Hempvana Aero Posture, the amazing back support which pulls your shoulders back and aligns your spine to help relieve pain. Woven with hemp fibers from the cannabis sativa plant, Aero Posture uses the latest technology for comfort and stability. Just slip the straps over your shoulders and fasten. From the second you put it on, your posture will start shifting, relieving pain, and you stand taller. It utilizes triple strap support, 2 which gently pull your shoulders back and 1 which reinforces your slouched spine.
This x-ray is of a person that hunches, causing increased wear and tear on the joints. This x-ray is of a person that has proper, healthy position of their spine. Aero Posture helps get your neck and back into a healthy position.
I look down at my phone all day long, which causes me a lot of pain. But with my Aero Posture, I have no more pain.
Back braces are hard to hide, but Aero Posture is virtually invisible. Its padded and comfortable straps cradle you and are fully adjustable to fit anybody. Woven with the soothing fibers of the cannabis sativa plant, its blend is so light and breathable, you'll forget it's on. Bulky braces can cost over $100. Now enjoy Hempvana Aero Posture for just $19.99. Plus, you can also get a jar of our best-selling new Hempvana pain cream. The unique formula helps ease the pain in your lower back, knees, shoulders, and more. One simple application can rapidly penetrate the skin and give you relief. Just pay a separate fee. Hempvana Aero Posture comes with a complete 100% money-back guarantee. You can get it all, but you have to order now.
Call 1-800-709-2194. That's 1-800-709-2194 or visit aeroposture.com. So call 1-800-709-2194 or visit aeroposture.com now.
Our phones keep us constantly connected. But what if they had a mode to help us actually connect? To limit screen time, but not quality time. And to give us rhythm instead of algorithms. Introducing Us Mode. Set your phone for human connection at US Cellular.
Luxurious Karastan carpets are just the footing you need to live beautifully. And now, during National Karastan Month, you can save beautifully. Use your exclusive rebate to receive up to $1,000 back on select styles of Karastan carpets and the flawless craftsmanship of Luxe Craft hard surface flooring. Live beautifully, save beautifully with Karastan at Floor & Home by Carpet One.
Come see us at Floor & Home. Let us help create your space.
Hi, I'm David Smith.
And I'm Tori Smith, local owners of Mattress Depot USA.
We both grew up in the Seattle area.
But unlike our large competitors, we still live in this community.
We do business with local manufacturers from right here in the Pacific Northwest.
Hey, we realize that your top priority is to get a quality mattress at the best possible price. And that's what we do.
And it never hurts to do business with someone local.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
Portion of KAPP sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
It's a win for Facebook's parent company, Meta. Today, a federal appeals court ruled that the company should not be broken up. Dozens of states sued several years ago, saying that Meta never should have been allowed to buy Instagram and WhatsApp. But the appeals court ruled the states waited too long to file their lawsuit, and they weren't able to convince the judge that Meta's policies had hurt competition. Now, the company is still facing a similar lawsuit filed by the federal government. We are coming up on another Federal Reserve meeting where they'll decide whether to raise interest rates in order to try and tamp down inflation. The economy has slowed, but as always, the question will be, is it enough? ABC's Alexis Christoforous has a closer look at the numbers.
The economy's latest report card shows a dramatic slowdown in growth since the start of the year. The U.S. economy growing at an annual rate of 1.1% in the January to March quarter, lower than the 2% many economists were expecting and well below the 2.6% rate of growth the previous quarter. Consumer spending, which accounts for 2/3 of the U.S. economy, surged in the first 3 months of the year. According to the Bureau of Economic Analysis, Americans shopped online and ate out at restaurants, which helped offset weakness in other sectors, such as housing and manufacturing. President Biden says this latest report shows the American economy remains strong, saying in a statement, this past quarter, real personal disposable income increased, and American consumers continue to spend, even as the overall pace of growth moderated. However, most economists expect the economy to slow even further as the Federal Reserve continues to raise interest rates. The central bank trying to cool the economy and bring down inflation, but not so much that it creates a full-blown recession, defined as 2 back-to-back quarters of negative growth. Consumer prices rose 5% in March compared to a year ago, extending a months-long slowdown of price increases, but still leaving inflation more than double the Fed's target rate of 2%. The job market has continued to suggest the economy remains robust, but it is showing signs of slowing. The economy added 236,000 jobs in March, down from an average of about 300,000 jobs in each of the previous 6 months. Alexis Christoforous, ABC News, New York.
Now, KAPP KVEW First Alert Weather with Jason Valentine.
Good Thursday evening, everyone. Oh my goodness, we are almost to the weekend, the hottest weekend by far of 2023. Staying nice, folks. Plenty of sunshine tomorrow, clear skies overnight tonight, dry with light winds continuing and return of the 80s tomorrow. And then we'll see return of the 70s briefly next week and 70s and 80s as we get into next week. So this warming trend is going to stick around. Just we're going to see some ebbs and flows. Current temperatures right now, we are in the mid to lower 60s for most of our areas. A little bit cooler for northeastern Oregon, for Hermiston and Pendleton. And we do expect to see a little bit warmer temperatures than we saw today. And then those very hot temperatures on the way as we get to Saturday. So we could see the upper 80s for most of our areas, if not mid to lower 80s like for Ellensburg and Pendleton. Pretty much sticking with that heat as we go into Sunday. That big cool down though coming Monday, but then we'll bounce right back. It looks like a hot Tuesday and Wednesday. Now folks, we are cooling down. It's about 15 degrees from Saturday down to our Monday high of 73, but we will be right above our average, where since the latter part of March into April, we've been struggling to get to our average. So still, even when we see a cool down, it is staying warm. So our Skywatch radar, we are free and clear tonight. We expect that to continue. Let's take a look at our futurecast as we go into our overnight period. Just clear skies. All the sunshine is going to be coming in for our Friday and our Saturday, though a little bit of shower activity coming into the Cascades as we get to Saturday night, but our areas just looking nice and beautiful. So winds right now, we're very light, and that's going to continue into our weekend. We saw little fits and starts this morning, but that's been slowing down. We're going to continue to see low winds into Saturday, and then 10 to maybe 20 mile per hour winds as we get into our Sunday, and kind of oscillating right around 10 miles per hour into our next work week. So nothing to really worry about too much. So in our overnight period, we're going to be in the 40s. So we were mostly in the 50s last night, so a little cooler with those clear skies, but still just a very comfortable overnight period as we head into Friday. The weekend is here, mostly sunny to just plain old sunny conditions. And look at these highs. You can tell when we're in a very settled down weather pattern. We are going to be seeing groupings of temperatures, and we're just pretty much in the mid to lower 80s, 77 for Ellensburg, 79 for Dayton. Just a sparkling start to our weekend, and it gets even better. If you've been waiting for the heat to be on this spring, you are finally in luck. 88 for the Tri-Cities on Saturday, 84 Sunday, and then back to the 80s as we get to Tuesday. So kind of an aberration on Monday with that cool down at 73. Your overnight low Saturday into Sunday is 60 degrees. Folks, if we see any shower activity for the week ahead, it will be very brief. So really, folks, for the week ahead, we are hot and we are dry, and winds not too bad, maybe on Sunday, 10 to 20 miles per hour. In Yakima, plenty of sunshine for your Friday, 87 for Saturday, down to 73 as well Monday, and then mostly 80s to upper 70s in our next work week. So folks, we've been seeing an appetizer for what we're going to be seeing for our weekend the last 2 days. Tomorrow, slightly warmer, ample sunshine, but do get ready for those mid to upper 80s by Saturday.
Thanks, Jason. Tonight we're breaking down a new FBI report tracking the rising impact of deadly gun violence in the United States and the types of guns involved.
With Furniture Row employee pricing, you pay what we pay. Right now, our employee pricing is available to everyone. Get 15% off any single item when you spend $9.99 or more. Plus, 4 years no interest financing. But hurry, employee pricing at Furniture Row ends soon.
The Urology Center at Prosser Memorial Health offers the full spectrum of urology care. Services include kidney stone removal, vasectomy, prostate care and surgery, and treatment for bladder and kidney cancers. Board-certified urologist Dr. Thomas Tu is now accepting new patients.
To build a service that's available for patients here, but to really grow and potentially expand that footprint for Prosser overall is well within our reach.
The memorial sale is on, and now is a great time to save big on Tempur-Pedic at More Furniture. Find your best night's rest at an incredible value. Choose the Tempur-Pedic that suits your sleep style and get a free set of sheets, mattress protector, and 2 free Tempur-Pedic pillows, all for as low as $50 a month. Take 60 months to pay with interest-free financing. We'll also remove your old mattress with free white glove delivery of your new one. Sleep comes easy with payments as low as $50 a month during the Memorial Tempur-Pedic sale at More Furniture.
What's important to me when I look for a place to work is somewhere that shares the same morals and values that I have. What attracted me to working at McCurley is just how much they do for the community. And they do a lot for Trot, therapeutic riding of Tri-Cities, which I have a personal connection with. My son Caden, he has autism and he goes there, and I just was like, you know what, McCurley would be the best place for me to work. What I love most about what I do is I am a champion for my customers. Like, hey, I'm here to help you get into the best vehicle possible, the vehicle that works for you, and I'm gonna listen to you. Everything that you're needing, I'm gonna help you and find that for you. We care about our customers and making sure that they get into the best and safest vehicle possible. I'm Taylor Boyce, and I'm driving change at McCurley.
Find your way home and help make an impact in our community in a new Chevrolet from McCurley Chevrolet.
And now another KAPP advertiser shares a success story.
We use television to promote our event because you can show the quilts. We've used it probably for our last 10 events. We keep coming back to television for our event because it reaches the most people. We can see the increase in the number of people through our doors. So if you have an event, you should consider TV. It's not as expensive as you think, and it reaches a ton of people.
Be your own success story. Team up with KAPP Television and Phase 3 Digital. Advertising that gets results.
With employee pricing at Denver Mattress, you pay what we pay. Get 15% off any single Denver Mattress brand product when you spend $9.99 or more. Plus 4 years no interest and free shipping. Hurry! Employee pricing at Denver Mattress ends soon.
We have an update tonight. One of the roommates who was not injured in the deadly stabbing attack at the University of Idaho last fall will not have to return to Moscow when the suspected attacker goes on trial. The Idaho Statesman reports Brian Koberger's legal team had made a legal demand for the roommate to appear in court for a preliminary hearing this summer, saying the roommate has information that could prove Koberger is not guilty. But that former roommate now lives in Nevada. She's agreed to an interview in Nevada with Koberger's team instead. Active shooters in 2022 killed or injured more than 300 people, and that is the highest number we've seen since 2017, according to the FBI. The new report says the casualties, dead and wounded combined, reached 313 from active shooter incidents last year. In 2021, the FBI says 243 people were killed or injured in active shooter incidents. And while we don't have FBI numbers yet for 2023, the National Gun Violence Archive says we are on track for a new record.
Something that we've struggled with now for years. We've seen an increase in these sorts of attacks over the last decade or more.
Now, the FBI report says of the 61 total firearms used by active shooters in 2022, 29 were handguns, 26 were rifles, 3 were shotguns, and 3 are classified as unknown. It comes as this week Washington State tightened its laws banning the sale of most what they call assault-style weapons and enacting a 10-day waiting period and training requirements for all gun purchases. But the NRA has already filed a lawsuit against the gun ban, saying that banning certain types of guns is unconstitutional. Now, still ahead tonight, we are talking hot weather and potentially dangerously cold water. But first, you may have noticed we're on at a different time tonight. That is all because of the NFL draft. You can watch the draft live on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and only right here on ABC and KAPP KVEW.
KAPP KVEW First Alert Weather, helping keep you and your family safe.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now through June 30th, receive rebates up to $2,100 off on a new Daikin Fit system when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air. Did you know the most common mosquito in our area can travel 5 to 8 miles? Here at Benton County Mosquito Control, our objective is to provide effective mosquito control for your home, neighborhood, and community. Our friendly mosquito control technicians use mosquito population monitoring, educational programming, and a variety of field techniques to reduce mosquitoes in your area. Reduce areas of standing water around your home to help control mosquitoes. For more help, give us a call or visit us online at www.mosquitocontrol.org. Benton County Mosquito Control, where your comfort and health become a priority.
What attracted me to working at McCurley is just how much they do for the community. And they do a lot for therapeutic riding of Tri-Cities, which I have a personal connection with. My son Caden, he has autism and he goes there. What I love most about what I do is I am a champion for my customers. We care about our customers and making sure that they get into the best and safest vehicle possible. I'm Taylor Boyce and I'm driving change at McCurley.
Find your way home and help make an impact in our community in a new Chevrolet from McCurley Chevrolet.
Spring Fever fun has arrived at Wild Horse Resort and Casino. Sizzle your way to over $7 grand in cash and free play with 30,000 Spring Fever hot seats every Friday and Saturday. Plus surprise gifts during spring cleaning, swipe and win. Win up to $2,000 cash with our quick cash giveaway and $10,000 bingo April 23rd. With so many ways to win, any day can be yours. Wild Horse Resort and Casino, Pendleton, Oregon. More winners, more often.
Our phones keep us constantly connected.
Please switch to airplane mode.
But what if they helped us actually connect?
What would I give?
Introducing US Mode. Set your phone for human connection at US Cellular.
Luxurious Karastan carpets are just the footing you need to live beautifully. And now, during National Karastan Month, you can save beautifully. Use your exclusive rebate to receive up to $1,000 back on select styles of Karastan carpets and the flawless craftsmanship of Luxe Craft hard surface flooring. Live beautifully, save beautifully with Karastan at Floor & Home by Carpet One.
Come see us at Floor & Home. Let us help create your space.
At Mattress Depot USA, we believe everyone is entitled to a good night's sleep regardless of their credit situation. That's why we're approving everyone for up to $1,200 towards the purchase of a new mattress with no credit needed. You spend a third of your life in bed, and a comfortable mattress is essential for providing quality of life. $3,000 credit, 100-day savings cash with no credit needed. Only at Mattress Depot USA.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
Shark Tank is casting for season 15.
You have something magical happening.
I'm gonna rise. Apply now for your chance to swim with the sharks.
What?
Love this.
I'm gonna make you filthy rich.
Shark Tank, Fridays on ABC.
Welcome back. It is the annual warning. Temperatures are warming up fast. That might have you thinking that the river looks like a really nice spot to come off, but this is actually one of the most dangerous types of year to be on the water, because the warm weather is melting snow from the mountains. that rolls right on down, bringing a surge of near freezing water to our rivers. They're running much higher and faster in the spring than we'll see later on in the summer. And the water is cold enough that even strong swimmers can be overwhelmed in a matter of minutes. So if you do plan on being in the water this weekend, know those conditions can be very dangerous and easy to get swept away. But it is going to be warm out there, even warmer than it was today. We're talking about that in just a moment. Plus, with more and more states legalizing marijuana, we're going to hear from a testing expert who says the dose you're getting might be very different from one to the next, even in the same package. But first, another train derailment under investigation tonight. KAPP Local News continues right now.
Now, KAPP Local News Special Edition.
A young Air National Guardsman who's accused of leaking military records to an online chat group won't be allowed to go home just yet. In court today, Jack Teixeira's lawyers told a federal judge he didn't intend for the records to get as far as they did, but the judge didn't buy it. The Department of Justice is pressing for this Massachusetts Air National Guardsman to remain in federal custody. They're saying he poses a national security risk and could have access to even more secrets that would be of interest to other nations. Meanwhile, the Department of Defense is defending its decision to entrust Teixeira with sensitive information, despite concerns reported to police during his high school years.
It's important not necessarily to take the actions of one individual and somehow paint a picture that indicates a systemic breakdown. Again, this is under investigation, and the investigation will tell us a lot more about this particular individual and what he did and did not do.
Until a judge announces a decision, Jack Teixeira remains jailed while the government evaluates if even more classified information may be out there in the open. Making headlines across America tonight, yet another significant train derailment, this one along the Mississippi River between Wisconsin and Minnesota. It's not clear yet exactly what happened. We're told 4 people are injured and around 20 cars ended up off the tracks you can see there. The BNSF train was carrying paint and lithium-ion batteries. Now, 2 containers did go into the river. Fortunately, not the ones with the batteries, since those can have a chemical reaction if they come into contact with water. Officials say neither of the containers that ended up in the river had hazardous materials inside. There's no need for evacuations. The Federal Railroad Administration says it's sending a team to gather information. This comes as the Mississippi River is actually flooding in that part of Wisconsin and Minnesota as a sudden warm-up sends a surge of snowmelt into the river. They're not the only ones seeing the latest wave of severe weather. ABC's Melissa Adon is tracking those storms.
Getting worse.
Across the Florida Panhandle, severe storms slamming the region. The National Weather Service confirming a large and extremely dangerous tornado touching down Thursday in a town near Tallahassee and another near Panama City.
Shelter now. Shelter now. Not a question, do it now. You got a tornado moving in your direction.
Furniture and debris seen flying in Panama City Beach amid a severe weather threat across much of the state. At least 1 person reportedly struck by lightning Thursday afternoon. The storm, which moved in from Texas, brought hailstones as large as grapefruits and left its impact bringing unusually large sizes of hail and damaging winds as the storm moves northeast. Meantime, the fast-rising Mississippi River is flooding towns in the heartland as record-breaking snowfall is now melting, driving rivers over their banks and into neighborhoods.
In the spring, grain usually goes downstream, but in the spring, fertilizer comes upstream. A lot of that fertilizer is probably going to have to go onto road and rail systems, and so that it can get onto the farmers' fields as they plant.
ABC's Rob Marciano is tracking the developments.
Here at the St. Paul Downtown Airport, that lit up X is to tell pilots do not land here because this runway is closed in part because they put up this temporary flood wall to keep the river back.
While Florida dealt with hurricane-force wind gusts, that storm now pushes through the south, heading to the northeast. Melissa Adon, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Fortunately, here in our area, nothing nearly that severe, but we are seeing very, very warm temperatures that feel kind of like they just came on very suddenly, Jason.
You know, they do this in the spring. A lot of times, Alyssa, we go from the 60s, kind of mired in the 60s,
to the 80s, and that's pretty much what we have done. We'll get back to the 70s as well. We saw some 70s today. Just a beautiful day. Hope you had a wonderful Thursday. We're close to that weekend. Clear skies throughout our areas. That's going to continue into our weekend, and really, we have a beautiful and warm week ahead. Now, overnight tonight, we are going to be mostly clear, if not just plain old clear. And we're going to be just a little cooler in our overnight period. We were in the 50s for our overnight lows last night. We'll be in the 40s today, or overnight tonight. And then as we move into tomorrow, just unhampered sunshine, highs mostly in the mid to lower 80s tomorrow, and then even warmer as we head into our Saturday. So as we look at our current temperature, 65 right now, and light winds throughout all of our areas. Just a very calm, beautiful, and, well, for this time of year, warm evening. Can't wait to tell you about the warmest weekend of 2023, at least so far, that's coming up. That's in my full forecast. But for right now, I'm going to send it back to Alyssa.
Thanks, Jason. And as more and more states move to legalize marijuana, there's a growing push to allow interstate business. There's also a growing concern about just how potent some of those products are. ABC's Lindsay Watts reports sometimes the dose you're getting could be different even within the same package.
Consumers will reach out because they're scared and they want to know what they took.
Dr. Michelle Peace runs a toxicology lab at Virginia Commonwealth University that's been researching cannabis edibles and the lack of regulations.
You can see from this product they're horribly inconsistent.
Peace says products are often sprayed with a drug slurry, so the amount of THC is uneven and can be a lot more or a lot less than advertised. She says through testing they found pesticides, fungus, and more.
When we opened the package up, the cookie was still wet from the solvent, and it had hairs in it.
There are growing calls for the FDA to regulate cannabis edibles. Some THC products can mirror name brand sweets that appeal to kids, but it's not just kids who are getting sick.
Our policymakers should be very thoughtful about the fact that there are hundreds of people that are calling into poison control centers who are having adverse events from the unregulated products.
There are efforts underway. Just last month, 2 members of Congress introduced bipartisan legislation that would regulate some of these products, and lobbying groups from the hemp and cannabis industry have come out in support of it. Lindsay Watts, ABC News, Washington.
Well, Eli Lilly says it's going to ask the FDA to approve a new drug for weight loss. We've talked about doctors prescribing drugs like Ozempic that are intended to treat type 2 diabetes to people who don't have diabetes but do want to lose weight. That's called off-label prescribing. Well, Eli Lilly says it has a medication called Mounjaro, which is already approved to treat type 2 diabetes. They say it's even more effective, though, than some of the competing drugs when it comes to helping people lose weight. Now, instead of off-label prescribing, they're going to ask the FDA to formally approve it for weight loss.
When we're talking about weight management, we're talking about obesity, a chronic, serious medical disease that deserves treatment. Obesity is the largest disease epidemic we have in society today.
Now, getting formal FDA approval to use the drug for weight loss could potentially make insurance companies more likely to cover it. New tonight, federal officials say they have seen no new cases of monkeypox, which is now formally known as Mpox, have been reported in the U.S. this week. That is for the first time since the peak of the outbreak last year. The CDC at the time reported over 30,000 cases in the U.S. between May of 2022 and April of this year, with 42 deaths linked to that virus. But the last 2 cases were reported to the agency on April 18th. Now, we are still seeing new cases of COVID-19 as Dr. Anthony Fauci is now reflecting on errors he said were made during the pandemic. That's coming up. Plus, we are talking about that very warm weekend. Jason has the details to help you make some plans. And STCU and KAPP Local News are looking for community volunteers in Benton and Franklin counties who go that extra step helping us all. If you know someone like this, you can nominate them by clicking on contests at yaktrinews.com. Every 6 weeks or so, we choose a volunteer to profile on KAPP Local News, and STCU awards his or her organization a $1,000 donation. Thank you for nominating someone, and of course, a big thank you to all volunteers who make our communities stronger.
Portion of KAPP sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
It's time to get the tax break you deserve this week at Walker's Furniture, as they offer a double discount with 18% off. Or no minimum purchase, no money down, 5 years financing with 60 equal payments.
There's no better time to freshen up your living room, dine in style, or get that bedroom set you've always wanted. Plus, get a double discount or 5 years financing with 60 equal payments.
Making it the perfect time to furnish your life for less at Walker's.
There's no other word quite like home, because it's more than any specific place. It could be in the team spirit that keeps your heart pounding the whole drive over the mountains. It could be in the friendships that make you able to laugh at yourself. It's a feeling, a belonging, and that's really different for everyone. So while we can't define what home is to you, what we can do is help you get there.
Find your way home today in a new Chevrolet from McCurley Chevrolet.
KAPP local news is breaking news.
We begin with breaking news tonight. The man accused of shooting 2 people.
Breaking news this morning out of Pasco. Several fire crews from agencies around the valley are on the scene of a house fire.
We begin with breaking news tonight. We've just learned remains found earlier this month.
We begin with breaking news. The state legislature has advanced a controversial bill loosening the rules.
From the Blues to the Cascades, we are breaking news. KAPP local news.
Smoke City for Less is your one-stop shop in Kennewick, Richland, Pasco, Hermiston, and West Richland. Every location is conveniently located and gives you the lowest prices and largest selection of vape mods, the best batteries, tobacco products, kratom, and specialty products too. We have something for everyone, including gift cards for any occasion. Check out the specials and deals today. Open 7 days a week in 5 locations: Kennewick, Richland, Pasco, Hermiston, and West Richland. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
At Honda, we offer complimentary maintenance for 2 years or 24,000 miles with the Honda Service Pass program. Enjoy the ride, knowing we cover routine items like oil changes, tire rotations, and multi-point inspections. Honda Service Pass, available to purchasers of all 2023 Honda vehicles. Get yours today.
Back by popular demand. When you shop Furniture Row, you pay what we pay. That's right. For a limited time, our employee pricing is available to everyone. Get 15% off any single item when you spend $9.99 or more. That means you can save big on that perfect sofa, dining table, bed, or Denver Mattress brand mattress.
Our discount is your discount.
Plus, furnish your entire home with 4 years no-interest financing. But hurry, employee pricing at Furniture Row ends soon.
April is National Foot and Ankle Health Awareness Month. To avoid brittle nails and fungus, give your toenails frequent polish breaks. Get more at yaktrynews.com.
Prosser Orthopedic Center podiatrist Dr. Jared Clifford is accepting new patients. This is how we care.
Welcome back. With COVID restrictions and a lot of COVID protections effectively over, tonight Dr. Anthony Fauci is taking a look back at mistakes he says were made during the pandemic. Mandy Gaither has a look at what that could mean for future issues.
Across the U.S., COVID-19 cases, hospitalizations, and deaths are trending down. But over the course of more than 3 years, the virus stole lives and made many severely sick.
We thought we were the best prepared country.
Dr. Anthony Fauci, former director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, says there were some successes over the pandemic, including the rapid development of the vaccine. But the U.S., one of the wealthiest nations on earth, racked up more than 1.1 million deaths from COVID-19, a death toll that outpaced those of most other countries. Fauci says 2 problems led to this: divisiveness of politics, which caused distrust in public health recommendations to get vaccinated and wear masks in public.
There was a lot of, opposition of do this, don't do this, people pushing back. Those people could not all be wrong. We've got to understand what the underlying reason why they were pushing back.
Fauci also says the U.S. public health departments and for-profit healthcare system are largely disconnected.
When it came to the implementation of public health, the uniformity of a response, the communication, the ability to get data in real time, we really fell very short.
But he says the lessons learned during this pandemic may help prepare us for future ones.
Let's switch gears and talk about the weather. Rising temperatures means wildfire season is right around the corner. But what Nevada city is using sheep to lower their risk? Carson City uses sheep as living lawnmowers to clear away dry grass and shrubs. And officials say they've actually seen less intense wildfires since starting this program almost 20 years ago.
The idea is not necessarily to stop all wildfire. We know that wildfire is a natural part of living in the Great Basin, but the idea is just to have the fires be less intense and, buy time for emergency response to come out.
All right, it is always a good idea to keep grass and brush trimmed around your property, whether you're using sheep or not. The Washington State Department of Natural Resources also offers a program called Wildfire Ready Neighbors to help you come up with a plan to protect your property.
Now, KAPP First Alert Weather with Jason Valentine.
Alyssa, I think I'd prefer goats. I think goats would do a good job as well. All right, good Thursday evening, everyone. Staying nice, my goodness. Hope you're ready for a beautiful weekend. And if you've been waiting for plain old sunshine, plain old just heat, kind of a summer preview almost, it is on the way. Dry with light winds, those conditions will continue, and return of the 80s. So we were talking earlier, we've gone almost from the 60s right to the 80s, and then we're going to be kind of in the 70s and 80s as we move into our next work week. So right now we're in pretty much the mid to lower 60s, some mid 50s here and there, starting to creep up a little bit from the south, also 58 for Ellensburg, but still a very calm overnight period. And we're going to be seeing slightly warmer temperatures than today, tomorrow. And then, my goodness, as we get to Saturday, mid to upper 80s for most of our cities, and not too big of a cool down on Sunday. Then quite the cool down as we get into Monday. But still, folks, we are 15 degrees off of where we are on Saturday, but still above the average. Now, the average for the Tri-Cities for this time of year is 71. Most of our areas mid to upper 60s, lower 70s. So we are seeing still warmer temperatures, and it's been the trend since late March that we've been much cooler than our average, or just getting to our average. So it's just very nice to see. We're seeing such a heat spike that our average is looking chilly. So that is quite the switch from what we've been seeing for the last month, especially as we're heading towards May next week. So clear skies throughout our areas, and that is going to continue. Here's our future cast, and just watch. We are looking at just beautiful conditions, maybe hint of cloud coverage coming in. The best chance of any precipitation is Saturday evening, as we see just a little bit come through the lovely Cascades. But still, folks, beautiful conditions, ample sunshine. Just get ready to maybe do some traveling as well, because conditions throughout the Northwest are going to be quite nice. Light winds throughout our areas. We had a little bit of fits and starts of winds this morning, but those have slowed down. We do expect to see light winds through Saturday. Then they're going to pick up a bit as we get to Sunday. So 10 to possibly up to 20-mile-per-hour sustained winds at times for your Sunday. Then kind of ebbing off into around 10 miles per hour into our next work week. So as we get into overnight tonight, plenty of clear skies, just perfect astronomy weather tonight. We're in the mid to upper 40s as we head into our Friday. Our weekend is starting, and look how closely grouped together our temperatures are. It's just an indication of just things settling down, a very calm weather pattern. We're mostly in those lower 80s, or just some of our areas in the upper 70s. 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities: 88 by Saturday, 84 by Sunday, and that just kind of aberration on Monday. We're going to cool down quite a bit and then warm back up as we get into our next work week. Plenty of sunshine on the way, more partly cloudy skies than anything else. Overnight lows in the 50s, except for Saturday late night, 60 degrees. In the Yakima region, 87 by Saturday, 80 by Sunday. That aberration as well Monday, and then either lower 80s or upper 70s next week. Overnight lows mostly in the 50s, 47 Sunday late night. If you remember last week at this time, we had a freeze warning for Yakima. So what a difference a week makes. So folks, get ready for the warmest weekend of the year 2023 by far, starting tomorrow.
Thanks, Jason. And up next on KAPP Local News, the athlete who spent several months in a Russian prison is now issuing a call to action. We'll hear from Brittany Griner what she now wants people to do to show their support. We'll be right back.
It's time to get the tax break you deserve this week at Walker's Furniture, as they offer a double discount with 18% off or no minimum purchase, no money down, 5 years financing with 60 equal payments.
There's no better time to freshen up your living room, dine in style, or get that bedroom set you've always wanted. Plus, get a double discount or 5 years financing with 60 equal payments.
Making it the perfect time to furnish your life for less at Walker's.
This is how legends are made.
Chevy Silverado and new Silverado HD. Choose your own path with the #1 best-selling retail full-size pickup and see where it takes you. Find new roads. It's Chevy truck season. Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2023 Silverado 1500 pickups, or get $22.50 total cash allowance on a 2023 Silverado with a turbo high output engine. See your community Chevy dealers.
Are you ready to hit the road and make unforgettable memories with your family? Look no further than our RVs, designed with comfort and adventure in mind.
If you're looking for a high-quality trailer at the right price, this is the place.
My experience at Broadmoor RV has been professional, on time. They answer all my questions.
The RV we have now is pretty spacious compared to what we had before. It feels like a home away from home.
Broadmoor RV makes camping fun.
Okay, I think we're all aware that most cell companies only give you the lowest price when you sign up for multiple lines. But US Cellular gives you just one line for $29.99 with unlimited data. So you don't have to get more lines than you need. No, you hang up.
US Cellular, built for us.
Whether you're looking for your next houseplant, getting those spring flowers in the ground, or planting your dream garden landscape, Queensgate Gardens is the place to go. Queensgate Gardens in Richland. Let's grow together.
Time for a new roof? Let M&M Roofing replace it with the product so good you'll never have to replace it again. Our roofs come with a limited lifetime warranty. Never replace your roof again.
With the rain and wind comes roof damage. Don't wait till it's an emergency. Call today to receive 0% financing on approved credit.
So if it's time for a new roof or siding, let M&M Roofing replace it with our certified installers.
Because when it's all said and done, this is the sign you'll want in your yard.
When you think about the future you want, but don't quite know how to get there, Heritage University can help. For more than 40 years, Heritage has helped people shape their dreams and provided them with the education and experiences to help make those dreams a reality. With small class sizes, instructors who are experts in their fields, scholarships to make college affordable, and now a regional site in Kennewick, your future is closer than you think. Learn more at heritage.edu/Tri-Cities.
Portion of KAPP sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
Today, for the first time since being freed from Russian detention, WNBA star Brittney Griner broke her silence on that imprisonment. Griner took time to thank the Biden administration, WNBA leaders, and her family for helping her gain freedom. Often she was emotional while she spoke today. She, you may remember, was freed in December in a prisoner swap with convicted Russian arms dealer Victor Bout. Griner, who's entering her 10th season with the Phoenix Mercury, says she doesn't plan on playing overseas again unless she's representing the United States. She says while her imprisonment was difficult to go through, this is something many female players like her take the risk to feed their families.
Well, I'm no stranger to hard times, so just digging deep, honestly. You know, you're going to be faced with adversities throughout your life. You know, the whole reason a lot of us go over, you know, is the pay gap. You know, a lot of us go over there to make an income to support our families.
Now, Griner is set to play it next month. She called out the some 500 media outlets at her press conference today to actually cover the WNBA season. Now, for right now, we're talking about warmer temperatures. We're back with a final check on your forecast next.
Come shop the largest selection of RVs in the Tri-Cities at Appleway RV. Save big on Class A's, Class C's, travel trailers, toy haulers, and fifth wheels. Shop America's top brands, Rockwood, Tiffin, Newmar, Dynamax, and more, with a huge selection of pre-owned RVs. Plus, get maximum value for your trade, all with no payments for 90 days. Come shop the clearance event at Appleway RV Pasco.
The last thing you want people thinking about when they're in their golden years is money. We have a new family member living with us, which is my mother-in-law, Kathleen. She has had MS since my husband's been 6. We have our caregivers that come into the home and help out with her. She gets showers every day. Walk Cares is a really unique program. As you get older, you're still cared for and you're still valuable. It's just great to know that if needed, Walk Cares will be there for them.
What attracted me to working at McCurley is just how much they do for the community. And they do a lot for therapeutic riding of Tri-Cities, which I have a personal connection with. My son Caden, he has autism and he goes there. What I love most about what I do is I am a champion for my customers. We care about our customers and making sure that they get into the best and safest vehicle possible. I'm Taylor Boyce and I'm driving change at McCurley.
Find your way home and help make an impact in our community in a new Mazda from McCurley Mazda.
Everybody in the Tri-Cities has been to a Hubby's pizza party, right? You haven't? Acquire the Hubby's habit and book your party today. Delicious, mouth-watering food made with only the freshest ingredients. It's party time at Hubby's Pizza, a hometown favorite for nearly 45 years. Book your party today.
Save now with Bi-Mart's latest membership savings book, arriving exclusively in members' mailboxes this week. Our 16-page book has store-wide savings in every department. From lawn and garden essentials to patio needs, Bi-Mart has you covered for less. Plus, save on pantry essentials, pet supplies, and more. Save now with our latest savings book at Bi-Mart, your employee-owned membership store.
There's no other word quite like home, because it's more than any specific place. It could be in the team spirit that keeps your heart pounding the whole drive over the mountains. It could be in the friendships that make you able to laugh at yourself. It's a feeling, a belonging, and that's really different for everyone. So while we can't define what home is to you, what we can do is help you get there.
Find your way home in a new Subaru from McCurley Subaru.
Portion of KAPP sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
Tomorrow, Proof opens at the Princess Theater in Prosser, and for the first time, a dramaturg is helping out with the production. This is someone who works with the theater to interpret scripts and research. In this case, the director asked a PNNL research scientist to come in and make sure they got the math right.
Many actors and people in the arts aren't necessarily mathematicians, and yet these characters have a love and an understanding of mathematics that is like artists and beauty and that sort of thing.
Proof tells the story of the daughter of a mathematical genius who she cares for through mental illness. We'll hear more about the show coming up tomorrow on Good Morning Northwest, which starts at 5 a.m. just shortly before sunrise these days, Jason.
Yes, so Proof in Prosser at the Princess Theater.
Yes.
Excellent. All right, quick look outside. Folks, let's get you ready for your lovely Friday. And it is going to be a gorgeous day coming up. We are looking at plenty of sunshine. Highs are going to be in the lower 80s for all of our areas. Alyssa, we're going to be even warmer for our weekend. Spring is finally springing out.
It feels a lot more like summer these days.
100%.
All right, thanks so much for watching. We're back tonight at 11.